Shake.
Yeah, that's right. Hi, we're the good shake.
Oh dear, talk to me.
Okay, we have to be quiet.
Alright, sit.
Okay. I can do
Sit. I'll try not to cuss.
That ain't gonna happen.
Alright, ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, hi. It's November 10th, 2017. My name is Ryan Gahn. I'm a treasurer of the IWW, which is the union that represents workers at Burgerville. We just had a solidarity picket at the Convention Center location of Burgerville, and there were some actions that were taken on behalf of the private security guards that the company hired that we feel are really egregious and violated people's civil rights. I'm here with Nikki, Mark, and Chris, who are all Burgerville workers, and they have some testimony to share about what happened this evening at the action. So yeah, Chris?
Tonight, so just before the picket, I went into the store to use the bathroom and saw the like interim general manager Tim and Kevin, and they said, "Oh, you need to use the bathroom. That's fine." And then as we marched toward the store, we walked toward the entrance of the store, and Tim put his body in front of us, and some other big intimidating union guy stepped to me. Some anti-union guy stepped to me and said, "You know, you can't come in here. You can't come in here." And I said, "I work here." And it was really like unnerving because I'd just been in this store like 30 minutes before that. And they were like getting all up in my face. And I said, "You know, I'm allowed to come in here. I work here." And then when I tried to enter the store, they like stepped up to me and like got up in my face and said like, "You're trespassing, you're trespassing." And that like didn't make any sense to me because it's like I work here. I'm like trying to like stand up with like other Burgerville workers and members of the community, trying to like fight for like a better community and a better workplace. And it's so weird to me that a company like Burgerville would just try to intimidate us like that, and like physically threaten us. And then when I entered the store, other people came in through the other entrance, and I was standing there, and one of these like big burly men like ran back behind me and like bumped into me really hard, and I like stumbled forward, and he started screaming in a bunch of our faces about trespassing.
So I was part of the march, and we went inside chanting union songs with our community supporters and fellow workers in the union, and I was closer to the front when we went through the second door, and the main union thug that was there started walking aggressively towards us, towards the front of the picket, and immediately started pushing us all back, like putting his hand and pushing us back. And we immediately reacted by telling him, "You can't do that. You're not a police officer. You can't push people, physically hurt people to push them back." One of the people that was next to me started voicing that and saying, "You can't push us, you can't do this, that's illegal, you're assaulting us." This person who is hired by Burgerville, either through Bull or Law or directly, we don't know who they are, was very forceful, very aggressive, and trying to intimidate, and he pushed this other individual who was, I think, to the left of me, pushed him hard and then shoved me with his elbow back to get us out. He wasn't having any of this. He was being totally aggressive. And when I said, "You just committed assault, you're committing assault now," because he just kept doing it, just trying to get people out of there as we're chanting and singing. And I'm not sure if it was elbow, but it was around like this area. And we started telling him, like, "You're committing assault. You're not a police officer. You're not allowed to do this. You have, yeah." and he started like taunting us aggressively and angrily, being, if you know, we're calling the cops right now. If you think I assaulted someone, talk to them. I didn't do anything. You're trespassing. You're gonna get arrested. Started yelling at us and telling us that and everything, and really mocking the fact that he can apparently, according to Burgerville, can get arrested just assaulting workers. I'm an employee at 92nd and Powell. Apparently, Burgerville thinks it's okay for people that they hire to assault their workers, right? We're there standing in solidarity with our community members and our other co-workers there, and they think apparently it's fine to just push us around, literally push us around and assault us. The effect was, I was surrounded by other community supporters, some who were like 70 years old, younger people, other co-workers. This is your first picket. And the effect was to intimidate and make us afraid, and it was effective. It was effective when you assault people, and they're telling you, and it's by de facto Burgerville, because this is their employees apparently, that hey, we will hurt you, we will harm you, and who are you going to tell? So they did that, and then we went outside after we thought it was too tense. We felt very afraid, and so for the safety of everyone there, we went outside and we continued to picket outside.
Okay, so the altercations that I've seen is when in the beginning we were walking up to Burgerville, and the plan was I would go inside and of course make a little statement about the reason why I joined the union. But me and Mark were heading towards the front so I can get in there. I had seen one of the security guards and then the general manager blocking us from even getting in. I saw him getting blocked. A couple other people were being pushed back. Mark was being pushed back against me. So after that, we went and ran to the other door before they could block us out. And of course, Mark made it before I did. So I stood by the wall because I wasn't even going to attempt to go up front because, of course, I was starting to shut down from all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I went to go lean down to fix my pants, and I looked up long enough to see someone pushing, of course, come up behind and push Chris. And then I was hearing all the threatening of them pushing us, yelling, saying we're trespassing and everything. I was just watching people getting pushed back. Of course, the bigger guy, the white-haired guy, I don't know his name, was scaring me. So after we were done chanting, we were going outside. We were going back and forth between the picket lines, of course, chanting everything. And when we got to the second one, the guy that was doing more of the altercations inside came out and would physically push us and open up the picket line for people to get through. And of course, I saw people stepping into the street, which almost got us hit. And I was being pushed back. I think Mark almost hit me once because of it. And when he would laugh about it, taunting us, saying, "Make us or stand your ground" and everything. And of course, me being the shy person, it was scaring me. So it's like to feel threatened by these people that we hire or are supposed to be hired by whoever
Corporate does.
Corporate hires for us. If you're teaching them that they can threaten us and scare us to get the way they want, you're not going to get very far with that. That's why we are here. We are standing up to fight against that for us, for communion, or for any of the union workers. And that's why I'm scared when it comes to Chris, because it's like they're threatening to fire him and all that, and hell no. I'm sorry, we're not going to allow that to happen. You put your hands on us and threatened us multiple times and assaulted us, and you weren't even on Burgerville ground. You were off on the sidewalk and in the streets.
There was another incident that was incredibly violent, and this is probably was very aggravating. We were on the north side of the picket, and this same person, this same aggravated individual, who I don't know if he was on orders to do this, to really like mess with people and like try to assault as many people as possible. There was a car that was coming through, and he ran, or not ran, but he walked very fast towards the picket and literally pushed people aside. And you saw this, and other people saw this at the picket. Pushed people aside to let the car through. I was walking right behind him as the car was going through. He pushed me, almost tripped me over on the sidewalk, and he's on the sidewalk entirely. There was no legal observance at that point, which is really disastrous because it means that Burgerville gets away with this. Whoever they hire, whoever these individuals who don't care about our rights, don't care about our civil rights, don't care about us as human beings, and and apparently Burgerville feels totally comfortable with this security firm assaulting their employees, nearly pushed me to the ground and pushed other people, community supporters, to the side because they felt that they were powerful and they felt they'd get away with it. And until Burgerville acknowledges what they did and changes that, apparently they can. Apparently that's Burgerville's policy is that you can assault, we will assault you if you voice your concern to stand up for your coworkers, and what are you going to do about it? And I thought that was incredibly egregious. So immediately we brought over legal observers to watch this over. After that point, they were still incredibly aggressive, but at least at that point we had some level of support and felt a lot safer there. I knew that there was a lot of people that felt threatened immediately after that, and we wanted to make them feel more comfortable supporting us and not let this union busting be successful. And
So there you have it. What happened this evening was wrong, and we're not going to be intimidated by physical force from private security. We're not going to be intimidated by Burgerville. We're going to keep this fight going, and we're going to be watching very closely to make sure that Chris and nobody else from Burgerville who's a worker is disciplined because of these things that happened this evening. Thanks, everyone.